Hello and welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend, which this week could be summarised as normal winter weather. And we could leave it there, but of course normal winter weather in the UK often means changeable winter weather, and that is in fact what we're going to see over the next 10 days. At first it's going to be mild, but by Friday a colder interlude. Doesn't last long because by the weekend milder air is starting to return from the southwest, and you can see how mild it turns for the start of next week. These seesaw temperature variations, the result of the jet stream, which is also oscillating around or to the north of the UK during the next 5 days at least. Ridge of high pressure there across the UK on Wednesday, the time of recording, the jet stream to the north. Then by Friday, the jet stream dips to the south. We get these colder northwesterlies. But during the weekend, the jet stream's migrating to the north once again as high pressure again pushes into southern parts of the UK. And so the trend over the next 5 days and beyond is for high pressure to be close to the south of the UK, sometimes starting to ebb away, sometimes waxing back in again, and the jet stream will often be close to the north of the UK, sometimes bringing quite unsettled weather here. We start off with the mild air in place on Thursday morning. A lot of cloud cover, I think, damp across western hills, but some breaks in the cloud developing, some sunshine for parts of England, Wales, eastern Scotland. 11, 12 Celsius fairly widely, but in the northwestern Scotland turns wet and windy with coastal gales here by the middle of the afternoon. And this is an active cold front, and if we focus on this cold front, well, by the end of Thursday afternoon it's bringing a narrow but intense band of rain with very lively winds into Scotland, Northern Ireland through the evening, and on the back edge some snow over the mountains and the Pennines there, as well as the higher ground of Wales. And as it clears south by the end of the night into Friday morning, there's always the chance that we'll see some flakes of snow, say at Dartmoor, Exmoor, the South Downs, the North Downs, even to lower levels for a short time. Unlikely to accumulate, unlikely to cause disruption, but something people might notice, I think, on Friday morning if that happens on the back edge of the heavy rain and strong winds. It does clear through then, and then colder air pushes in from the northwest. Temperatures drop away, a frost in northern parts of the UK, and wintry showers forming across Scotland, Northern Ireland, northwest England and parts of Wales. Snow even to lower levels for northern Scotland, accumulating significantly over the Highlands and Grampians. And fast forwarding to Friday afternoon, and we're all in that showery northwesterly airflow, and that means frequent wintry showers, sleet, hail, snow for northern parts of the UK, particularly over hills, and feeling cold in the wind. But there will be some sunshine in the east and the south, where showers will largely be avoided. We go from northwesterlies to westerlies once again as we go into the weekend. The isobar still tightly packed, in fact becoming even tighter across northern parts of the country as these weather fronts arrive by Saturday. And that means it's a wet and windy day on Saturday in northern parts of the UK. Scotland seeing coastal gales over the higher ground as well, and some heavy rain. A breezy day for all of us, but in the south, and especially for the far south and southeast of England, there will be some brighter or even some sunny spells after a chilly start. Now that weather front comes south, but first it's going to be mild, I think, in the south on Saturday, closer to normal in the north. And you can see that rain is associated with the jet stream, which stretches all the way back there in the Atlantic, and some interesting things happen to the jet stream through the weekend. Initially it pushes the cold front south across the UK, but at the same time this area of low pressure develops or nudges the jet stream north once again and allows high pressure to build back in towards the southwest. Now as that cold front comes south and high pressure builds in, the front will weaken and slow down, and there's some uncertainty about its timings for Sunday morning. It's likely that there'll be a lot of cloud across England and Wales, and there'll be some outbreaks of rain. The wettest weather will be over western hills, and it will turn drier in the east later. Brighter skies for Scotland, Northern England, Northern Ireland, but with blustery showers here on Sunday, and feeling colder in the north, whilst temperatures are above average further south. And that cloud and rain starts to nudge northeastwards again as high pressure builds in from the southwest for the start of next week. And that high pressure is going to be a strong influence in our weather, especially towards the south for much of next week. And you can see that on this graph here. Now this, I wouldn't worry too much about what it says up here, but it represents pressure, and it goes out to the next 2 weeks or so, and this is for Southampton. So the higher the lines on the graph here, the higher the pressure, and each line represents a different computer model run, and they're all quite close together, so there's good agreement through the weekend and into the start of next week that pressure will become higher across southern parts of the UK, perhaps dipping by the end of next week somewhat. Now, comparing that with somewhere further north, Stornoway in Scotland, and you can see the pressure rise isn't quite so strong, and there are a few more dips, and there's a bit more uncertainty with these computer models diverging around next week. So always a chance in the north that low pressure will be a bit more influential, whilst further south high pressure is likely to be a strong influence, and that high pressure to the south of the UK will be quite large there, and that will allow a westerly or southwesterly airflow across the country. So that means it's going to be mild throughout much of next week, and it also means that the most unsettled weather, the wind and rain, will often be towards northern parts. Further south it will often be dry, albeit quite cloudy at times, I think. Now, I mentioned that there's a bit of a dip there towards the end of next week in the pressure, and it looks like at times later next week some of this rain and wind will sink further south. It will turn a bit colder in the north. High pressure won't be quite as influential. So that high pressure likely to ebb and flow, but it is always going to be towards the south. The jet stream will be to the north. So essentially very similar to what we're seeing over the next 5 days. That's how things are likely to pan out throughout much of next week, but of course we'll have much more, as always, on social media. Bye-bye.